Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. If you are new, welcome. You may also want to check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess, where I do also have a bunch of other pick your card readings posted for you guys there as well. So today's reading, we are doing what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you. So these are going to be buried treasures within yourself. Okay. So this is going to include your possible destiny and the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. Okay, so we're kind of getting deep into it. Deep into it. What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Your possible destiny and the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. Okay, so before we get into choosing your cards, I did want to say a big thank you to Amy for donating this beautiful deck to the channel, The Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle. We are going to be using this deck for our reading today too. Okay, so let's choose the 3 cards for the 3 groups. So what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? What are the deeply buried treasures? And this is kind of basically implying that on the surface, right, we all might have certain gifts or talents that are like, that we know immediately, I'm good at this or I'm good at that, right? But then there's some of those things about ourselves, hidden skills, hidden talents, things that we're gifted with, but it takes us really digging deep within the self to actually discover what it is, right? And so, yes, that's the question today. What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? So now it's kind of like we've got access to them. What are they, and what are we meant to do with it? Okay. So, let's go. What are the deeply buried treasures? So, pile 1, we have the Council with number 11. Pile 2, what are the deeply buried treasures? We have the Tree of Life, number 58. And then pile number 3, what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? For pile 3, Spirit, deeply buried treasures that are available. Okay, so we've got water, number 61 for pile 3. So I'm going to go grab some crystals, pop those on, and then that will help you with you guys choosing. If you already know just with the card alone, you can go ahead and click the timestamp, but I'm going to add crystals on for those of you that need that little bit of extra help. All right, so now we've got some crystals on here. So for pile 1, again, we've got the Council, number 11. And that is going to be with this Opalite for pile 1. Pile 2, we have the Tree of Life, number 58, and that is going to be with this little piece of fluorite, green fluorite. And pile number 3, we have number 61, water, and that is going to be with this blue apatite. For pile number 3. All right. So what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So those of you that resonated with this Council card, this is going to be a reading So we're first going to find out the answer to the first question, which this is part of that. And it is, what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? So I am going to be pulling one of these cards here as well. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it now for the other question, which is, what is your possible destiny? The way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. So how is pile 1 meant to share their treasures and gifts with others? We're going to take this one, and we'll take a look at that one a little later. Okay. So now let's pull one of these cards here, and this is the Secrets of the Ancestors that was donated by Amy. So what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Pile 1. And I think let's actually save this one for later, because I think I want to pull more cards for this first part of this. What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Pile 1. Okay. Now let's pull some tarot and see what it is. What are the deeply buried treasures for pile 1 that have become available? And those of you that are wanting to know what decks I'm using, I always list them in the description box. Listed out as either tarot or oracle. Okay, so now let's take a look at your first oracle card. We have the Black Bear with Guardian. It says, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. So we have guardian energy here. Your deeply buried treasure that have become available to you. So guardian, gentle and wise protector. And we have counsel here. We have Boo Boo the Fool, and it says possibilities and potential. It kind of looks like the Fool in the tarot. It's also 0, so Boo Boo the Fool. Interesting. And then we have the, wow, the Oracle, and it says waiting for important information. Wow. Let's look at your tarot. The 6 of Cups. The 5 of Swords. The 3 of Wands. The 4 of Pentacles. And we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. I think I want to shuffle a little bit more with the tarot because I want to see a major arcana here. We do have the Tower at the bottom, okay? We do have the Tower, so we'll hold that aside. But I do think I want to see if we can get an archetype here. Maybe a major arcana or a court card. What are the deeply buried treasures? We have Temperance, okay. Temperance. And I'm also seeing the Hierophant at the bottom. Okay, so pile 1, I will say this energy is very powerful, okay? And we're looking at what your, basically, like, your buried treasure is. And I think we're going to start off with the Council first. The Temperance card. Because this whole energy right here, it reminds me of like Kali energy. The chaos with the Tower. And then the Temperance energy kind of being that balance here. And I love the way that in this Temperance card it's depicted. We have the dark on one side and then the light on the other. With the storm, right? It's almost like the Tower energy is right here. And also, you've got the Four of Swords here, which is about calm, rest, peace. But he also looks like he's sitting in the canoe, like ready. Ready here. So yeah, let's start off with the Council, since that was the first energy that was coming out for you. Let's see what this is about. But looking at this already, the Council and the Oracle here, it looks like your energy here is one that is very comforting. When this card first came out, it kind of reminds me of even though that's not what this is here, I don't believe. But it kind of reminds me of the Lakota, if those of you that are familiar with the native indigenous tribe, the Lakota. Their term for a Heyoka, empath, which is Heyoka. That is their word. Their tribe's word. So this, when I look at this card here, it kind of reminded me of that, like the sacred clown, which is what a Heyoka is, a sacred clown. With this sacred energy, you being the oracle, receiving messages from spirit, it makes me feel like there's a very strong connection to source that you have, like you are a divine channel. You are a divine channel. The Six of Cups energy here is about healing. It's about gifts of the heart. And look at the way that this person looks like they're touching. Is that a shell necklace? I think it is a shell necklace. But it's just kind of like they're surrounded by all this beautiful light here that's kind of strung around them. Almost like this, the Six of Cups is about comfort, feeling that sense of home and connections with others, kindred spirits, soulmates, whether they're platonic, romantic, but it's just more or less about this bond and this connection with others. I feel like you're someone who has a gift of healing, but in a way that I almost feel like there's, I don't even know how to explain this energy. Let's look at the Council first. Maybe this will help me kind of bring it together here. But I mean, the number 11 is the Justice card. The Justice card is about karmic balance, karmic justice, bringing balance and order into the world. Maybe that is through destruction of the old, whether that is beliefs, or it could be that there's something about your energy that kind of causes change, because the Tower is about change and also release. Like this is major change. It's almost like your energy is kind of like, I almost want to say, thrives in chaos. And not that you necessarily feel like that chaos is comfortable for you, but it's more or less that you may be somebody who's already kind of like faced your darkness, faced that inner chaos within yourself. So it's kind of like you bring light. And that's kind of what this makes me feel like Heyoka here. But just those qualities about it that kind of mirror what Heyoka is for the Lakota people. Okay? Which is basically a mirror, which is like the ultimate mirror for healing, for growth, for change, for transformation. Okay, so your council card here says the council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in the state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. The council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. You are never alone. Turn to the council to find the guidance you seek, and listen to the voice that arises spontaneously. Turn a deaf ear to that nagging voice from your ego that tells you you are not up for the task before you. Create a spiritual feast for the council. Invite them to your altar every time you meditate or pray. So, even this guy who's kind of sitting here at this table by himself, and it looks like he has, like, I don't know, he could be in a boat or he could be like a house on the lake or something like that, but he's looking out the window and it's like all this beautiful light is kind of dancing on the water here. That might be like a little waterfall or something. But the Three of Wands is about foresight. Thinking ahead. It can also be about taking that first step, towards the future, planning and things like that. But you also have the Five of Swords energy here. And the Five of Swords, in the way that your energy is kind of coming through here, it makes me feel like you are almost like you're bringing balance here in the world. Gentle and wise protector, guardian. Almost like you are a guardian here on earth who has like a destiny or a soul's mission, if you will, of creating balance and healing for the rest of the collective. And not that you need to overwhelm yourself with the task of thinking, oh my goodness, I have to heal the whole world. It's more or less the people that you have in your life and surrounding you. And of course, you're not responsible for doing the inner work for people, but I feel like the hidden buried treasure that you have within you is your power of healing, your power of receiving guidance and messages from spirit. And it could be that you are someone who kind of shines light or illuminates. Like you might be able to see somebody around you that is trapped in, let's just say, negative thinking, self-sabotaging thoughts, victimhood, someone that's been bullied, somebody who's been through abusive or even toxic situations. It's almost like you are someone who in this lifetime you're discovering about yourself is your ability to transmute energy, to heal, to support others. And it could even be that with your own intuition, you might receive insight from the divine that you are then able to communicate to other people. Meaning that you could give them, let's just say, certain warnings or certain information, or kind of like knowing exactly what a person needs to hear in order to kind of get them to start to look deeper within the self about certain belief systems they have to release. About, it's kind of like you bring the upheaval, you bring the chaos, but in that you bring balance to it. You bring justice to it. You help people to see their choices and maybe where it might lead them, or what they can do now. So it's kind of like you're that support here that might help to provide security, to help put a person's mind at ease. And I feel like looking at her here, she's got her eyes closed and her hands kind of over her heart. It's almost like you are the wise counsel, and your connection to source is one that maybe some of you have done a lot of healing, a lot of spiritual work, or really kind of strengthening your bond and your connection with the divine. And I feel like you being kind of like a trusted source by spirit to be able to then deliver messages to people that you're in conversation with, that whoever it is that you encounter in your life, without the ego's attachment of, I'm here to help you heal and you need to listen to what I say because spirit said so and I'm a divine channel. Forget all of that, okay? Don't do that anyway. But more or less that it's something about your energy that is creating upheaval, creates change. You help people to see, and it could be a little bit of a messy job, I will say, because sometimes there could be certain things that you might say to a person that might be triggering. But it is through that triggering and challenge and conflict that creates change that needs to happen in the world to help to raise consciousness, collective consciousness, to help people to be more informed, right? Maybe you help people to find and see the potential that they have within themselves. There's some little thing that you might say or that you do, or, maybe it's the way that you live your life, or, that kind of inspires other people to let go of limiting beliefs, to help them through the healing process. I'm just feeling a beautiful energy here, okay? Many of you could be finding that you are a guide, a mentor, that you are, like I said, literally the wise counsel, that you are the divine channel for spirit's words. Okay, that provides healing, that provides comfort, that provides love, nurturing, emotional bonded connections with others, groups of people. And with this Five of Swords, like I said, this could be helping to resolve conflict, coming to another's aid. I feel like you're very much functioning from the heart space. It's not done in vain. It's not done with ego. Like I said, where like you're telling people, I'm a powerful healer and you need to listen to me. And, not like that. It's more or less that it's just something about your energy, right? And sometimes, like I said, it could be where there are certain energies that are very resistant to change. And so it's kind of like you're that person who's shedding light on that darkness to bring balance and integration of those energies. And for some, working with some people that you might have friends and family members and stuff like that, There might be a lot of resistance there. There might be a lot of triggering. There might be a lot of people running away from you and like, you know, but that's what I'm seeing here, at least with that. So I do want to look at this really quick because this is a new deck and I want to see a little bit more. But yeah, when I first saw that, it reminds me a lot of like the sacred clown from Heyoka. Sacred clown from Lakota tribe. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it says, this is your moment to make a fresh start. Anything can happen. You're being called toward infinite opportunities. Will you rise to the call? Pack light and go for it. Leave behind the unnecessary. Ignore the judgments of others. You are leaping into a new phase. Boo Boo the Fool shows up to remind you of your unlimited potential and power of taking small risks. This ancestor walks in the energy of optimism and trusting in life. We are all a bit foolish at times. Walk off of the cliff and trust that the net will appear. Ancestral memory. Boo Boo the Fool is depicted in the colorful, tattered clothing of the Monday ritual clown, an ancient performance dating back to the kingdom of I don't even know how to say that. Segu, and now in Mali. So interesting. Even that tribe, Mande, is a ritual clown, which is interesting because the Lakota tribe, I was thinking the same thing, the sacred clown. But this is the, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Tattered clothing of the Monday ritual clown, an ancient performance dating back to the kingdom of that, now in Mali. It says, gentle reminder not to take yourself or anything else so seriously. Try approaching life with curiosity and joyous expectation. The tarot correspondence is the Fool, and it says, I trust that I am unconditionally loved and supported. Interesting. Okay. So, what I would like to do is, now we're going to just kind of put this away for a second. I'm going to keep these to the side, but I'm going to put your tarot cards back in so that we can kind of look at what this next part of it. But I kind of feel like we've got a lot of information here, especially with what your whole destiny part of it is, possible destiny, the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. I kind of feel like it came out with that. So now we're going to grab your other card here that we put off to the side. And let's now pull one of these again. Same thing. So, pile number 1. What is the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others? So, I mean, I do feel like there's very powerful healing energy that you have. Okay, powerful healer, but it's kind of like you're the, I don't know. And like I said, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Kali energy, like instigating, like creating chaos, creating upheaval. Like you bring in the tower energy, which helps to change, shift, transform, break down illusions, you know, illusions maybe that people have been holding on to for a long time, filled with self-sabotaging thoughts, self-limiting beliefs. Okay. So what is the way in which you will share your treasures and gifts with others? And of course, your destiny should be something that you feel within yourself, okay? Don't ever let a tarot reading tell you that this is what you're meant to do. You have to feel that within yourself and your own intuition. You know yourself better than anyone, okay? What is the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others? Do I have to cover any of this up? Maybe a little bit. Okay, so we've got the Judge here with poetic justice. Let me just put a little piece of paper over here. But interesting, though, how your council card here was talking about life review, which is the judgment card in the tarot. Or in this case, we have number 11, justice. Because justice is when we make choices, right? Whether good or bad choices for us, we all get judged, right? Is basically what it's talking about. That's where we make choices, right? With justice, we always want to do the right thing. And then with judgment, judgment is life review. It is when we look back on the choices that we've made, you know? And then here we have number 11 again. Wow. The judge. It almost reminds me of, what is it, that movie called? It's a very poor reference in comparison to what we're talking about here spiritually, okay? This movie reference, yeah, it's very, maybe I should just not say it. But I was going to say The Equalizer. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Two totally different things, but the judge here, let's see. Poetic justice. Okay. Shapeshifter. It says transform and unveil your gifts. Transform and unveil your gifts. It looks like there's a snake back here. There's a snake kind of like hovering over its head. There's an eagle or a hawk here. I don't know which one it is. And then there's a wolf. Interesting. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Let's see what this one is. Wow, you guys. The shaman. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your space as keeper of the mysteries. Wow. That's so interesting. I love this energy, pile one. So maybe for some of you, the way that you're meant to use, right, this healing, this wise counsel, this information. Like I said, to me, this reminds me of the Heyoka's, or the Lakota's term for the Heyoka, which is basically meaning the sacred clown, because in their indigenous culture, native beliefs, is that the person who is the Heyoka within their tribal community is like a very powerful empath within their lineage, and it is the Heyoka who has basically very powerful empathic abilities and being able to mirror back to others things that they need to see within themselves. So it's like a mirror, right? But this to me is like the connection being so strong from the spirit realm, and also with zero as the Fool. The Fool is the zero is everything and nothing. It's kind of like the energy of the ethers. It's like a blank slate, the nothingness into something. So it reminds me a lot of you having that connection, like such a strong connection to the spirit realm. You're receiving, right? Guardian, protecting, healing. So those of you that feel called to the path of becoming a shaman, working with a shaman to then receive, of course, that title, And then those of you that want to take on, say, like a more of a shamanic practice, becoming a shamanic practitioner, yeah, if that's something that you would like to do. But yeah, we've got powerful energy here, the shaman. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is a power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. I feel like, for some of you, if you choose to, like I said, this is all your choice to do with how you choose to share your gifts in any way that you feel like you want to show up, okay? Don't let me limit you or anybody else, like I said. But to me, this could be in powerful ways, especially with the wisdom and words, the way in which we think of our elders, right? Especially for those of you that are indigenous. I'm indigenous too. But when you think of the words and the wisdom that come from your elders and being able to listen to stories, tradition, rituals, things of that nature that come from your line, your ancestral line, your family line, I almost kind of imagine that you are becoming the wise one. You are the sage. You are the one that other people come to, right? For information, for healing, for wisdom, for knowledge. And of course, in order for us to get there, we have to study, right? We have to learn. The shaman's path, and those that are actually born into shamanism through your family line, regardless of what culture, a lot of different cultures around the world have many different words for what a shaman is, whether it's a medicine man, a shaman in some cultures, medicine man, medicine woman, I don't know what else they would be called. But yeah, different cultures have different names for them. And most of those shamans are ones that have been appointed by their tribe or their little community, right? And those are the ones that if we do feel called to a path of becoming a shaman, we would want to go and sit with a shaman, like go to travel to, say, like Peru or to Brazil or to Mexico or into parts of Europe, right? Where they have people that you could study with and learn from, right? But it's beautiful, really, really beautiful. So let's continue on here. What do I want to do? I want to pull, let's actually pull one more of these. What is the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others? Okay, so we've got a lot that just kind of flew out, but I'm going to take all of them. We've got Mama Kocha with water, number 33. We also have the Star Ancestor. It says, follow the voice of your soul. We also have Lilith with Independence, number 29. And then we also have Bridget here with the Creative Spark. I'm also noticing this is a number 8, which to me, whenever I see that, I always think of it as an infinity symbol. So to me, this is infinite source, connection, divine. So with this being here, and when we're asking the question, the way you are going to share it, I almost feel like Spirit's saying there's an infinite number of ways you can do so. Okay, but the only thing that's important for you is to have the courage and confidence within yourself to know you can do this. Okay, whichever path you choose to take, with whatever way you choose to do it. Now, for some of you, if you're more into, let's just say, traditional, conventional types of career paths, jobs, we do literally have the Judge here with Poetic Justice. So maybe for some of you, this could be becoming an advocate, a judge, a lawyer, an attorney, social worker, okay, because we did see the Six of Cups energy here or earlier with your cards. Six of Cups is about acts of kindness and sharing, gifts of the heart. So that might even be you working with children for some of you, working with others, okay, however you choose to do that. You know, for some of you, this could be working with your ancestors, working with spirit. For some of you, when I look at Mama Kocha here, this to me is a lot of healing. I don't know if I don't think I have this book right now next to me. No, I don't, huh? I think I put it in my back in the cupboard. But yeah, it looks like she's kind of holding, like she's holding a shell maybe, but with the elephant of water. There's little fish here too. You know, so it really does kind of give me that energy of healing here. You know, this is also a number 33, which is the feminine energy, the Empress. Okay, it's also a master number here. So this also reduces to an 11. So you literally have 11, 11, 11, master number 33. I'm going to pause this for a second. I want to look at Mama Kocha for a second. Okay, so I'm also kind of getting with the 33 here, kind of like an ascended master. Okay, so this could be working with ascended masters. Okay, and if those of you that don't know what an ascended master is, ascended master would be like Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, any of the archetypes that we think of, or gods, goddesses that have reached enlightenment. Okay, have reached enlightenment. Those of you that are Reiki healers, that could be working with ascended Reiki masters, okay? Archangel Metatron is coming to mind, okay, as well. So let's look at Mama Kocha. That is 33. 33. Okay, the other thing, when I was going to go get my book, it's the Goddess Power Oracle. When I was going to go get my book, the idea that was popping in my mind from Spirit was some of you might be called to a path of healing to help to heal and empower women that have specifically gone through domestic violence, any type of mistreatment, okay, any type of abuse. Some of you could be helping to restore power, confidence, working with victims of maybe some traumas that they've gone through, okay? Some of you might feel called to that path of healing. And for some of you, I feel like it's specifically females, because we also have Lilith here, which is feminine, independence, okay? Lilith being an archetype of the feminine energy as well. So yeah, and then we've got Bridget here. This is a lot of feminine energy. Okay, so empowerment message. It says, the world we inhabit began from the oceanic waters of life and the waters that surrounded us in the womb, both of which are the domain of the Incan goddess Mama Kocha. We are most attuned to the qualities of water, as the element of water symbolically represents our emotions. Our emotions move us to make and perceive the world as we know it. The beauty in this truth is found by observing water in all her properties and forms. Water is fluid and passes through cracks and flaws in the ground without stress, moving around obstacles and patiently wearing away the most jagged rocks until they are smooth and gleaming. Water ebbs and flows, comes and goes in a powerful rhythmic motion as the seas and ocean reveal their promise of release and return. Water rises up from the ground and seeds the clouds and then rains upon the earth to ensure growth and sustain life. Water turns into hard ice and blankets the world in a protective shell, even of soft snow, allowing the dormancy of life to herald the time of dreaming. Then the ice melts and the cycle begins again. The answer to your question lies in determining what form of water reveals the conditions of your life and then recognizing the next evolutions of life's potentials. If you are in an ebb, you can expect a flow. If things are temporarily frozen, soon they will melt. If it seems that your world is too wet and a temporary shelter is needed, you can expect new growth and sunny days again. Mama Kocha reminds you that the waters of your life are perfect for as they are now, and just as perfect in the way they will evolve. Unlimited potential is revealed when this goddess comes to visit. And the unlimited potential, right, was also something that is evident with your Boo-Boo the Fool. Okay, because that's exactly what the Fool's message is in the tarot, is unlimited potential. So again, like I said, don't let this reading, any reading, limit you to what you are capable of with your gifts, but they're very powerful ones. Okay, have confidence in yourself. Don't doubt yourself with this shapeshifter energy here. I'm imagining that you kind of like embodying the energies of certain spirit animals. And maybe for some of you, you see eagles or hawks, or feel a connection to wolves, or, you know, ravens, any other spirit animal that you're seeing. Okay. So yeah, you know, I mean, you could even be somebody who, like I said, chooses a destiny of being a person who makes decisions and choices for fairness for all, which is what the Justice card is about. It's about honor. It's about truth. It's about justice. Maybe for some of you, it's speaking your truth, right? Bringing justice to a situation, or bringing justice with helping others. That to me kind of goes into advocacy. Okay? However you want to take it, okay? But I do want to get a little bit more on that right there. Let's see, what is this shapeshifter energy spirit for pile number 1? This is quite an interesting reading to do. Ooh, look at that, the Emperor. The Emperor. And also, he's got a raven on the top of his head, too. The Emperor is a leader. A very powerful leader. Beautiful. And then we got the Queen of Wands, of course. Of course. This is powerful energy. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands has also a lot of potential. A lot of potential to be a great leader. And the leader is here as the Emperor. But the Emperor is about discipline, right? So for many of you that are, where Spirit is saying this is you shape-shifting in order to unveil your gifts, right? Use your gifts. This also requires you to personally transform, right? Into that empowered energy here. Okay. The Queen of Wands is also a very creative energy. So again, this is what you create here. Infinite potential, the creative spark, the confidence to do so. Maybe for some of you, this is working on your solar plexus chakra. Okay. Wow. Some of you are powerful creators. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about taking time to reevaluate and reassess. What are you putting your energy into currently, right now? Is it something that you feel inspires you? Is it something that you feel happy with? Or are you going to get on that motorcycle and go? Right on the back with that Knight of Swords right there. The Knight of Swords. Looks like he's rolling right through the desert. He said, come on, there's room on the back of my bike. You can fit. Okay. And then underneath the deck, we have the Hermit. And then the World is there. You know, so maybe for some of you, this is traveling. Okay, here she's like sitting and meditating, receiving codes and downloads from Spirit in the middle of the forest. Beautiful. I love this energy. The World. The Four of Cups. I almost feel like Spirit saying here with this Four of Swords, don't overthink it. Okay, the Nine of Swords can definitely be about overthinking, overanalyzing, stressing, worrying. How's it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Can I do this? You know, the Four of Cups energy can be when we're distracted. There's a need for us to focus, right? Which is also something with the Emperor energy. Focus, discipline, action, right? Also that's coming out with the Knight of Swords. It's like you have the power to do it, right? You have the power to do it. And then there's Justice. So a lot of this revolves around the energy of justice. Interesting. Maybe some of you are meant to work, you know, literally some of you meant to work with things having to do with, like I said, maybe advocacy. This might even be like humanitarian things. Helping others, right? Service to others. Those of you that want to do something conventional, maybe that means working law enforcement. Maybe that means military. Maybe that's lawyer, an attorney, a mediator. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you. Pile number 1. What a beautiful reading. That is all that I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, Pile 2. So those of you that resonated with card number 58, the Tree of Life, and the little fluorite, green fluorite crystal here, this is going to be your reading today. So we are finding out what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you, and then how they're involved in your possible destiny, the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. Okay, so I am gonna just kind of pull some cards here, and then we're gonna look at them together. So I'm gonna get these out here, and we're going to see for you pile number 2. What are the deeply buried treasures? I'm going to take this one. And then I'm going to go ahead, since these cards are so large, I'm going to pull the other card now too for the next question, which is the way in which you will share your treasures and gifts. And we'll just kind of keep it off to the side for now. This one back here. Just the top one. Okay, so that's going to be for later. Now, we'll save this to the side, and then what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Deeply buried treasures that have become available to you. Pile 2 Spirit. Take this one. Deeply buried treasures that are available for pile number 2. Okay. Those are your oracle, and then we're just going to go through and choose, I think we're going to grab 5 tarot cards. For those of you that are wanting to know what decks I'm using, I always list them in the description box. Okay. For pile 2 Spirit, what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to pile number 2? I really like this reading today. Pile 1's reading was, I loved it. I loved it. Let's see. I loved the way that Spirit was kind of bringing through the messages. It's quite an interesting topic. So last one for pile 2. All right, now let's look at your, let's look at your card here. Okay, so we have the hummingbird with miracles. It says, you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Just got little hummingbirds here. What in the world? Yeah, this is the same card pile 1 got. Boo Boo the Fool with possibilities and potential. Okay. And then the Fire Guardian. It says ignite your passions. Okay. I certainly feel like your reading is different though, even though you've got this too. Okay, the tarot. We've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the Empress. I love this tarot deck. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, like I need it. We have the Ace of Cups here. We have the Nine of Swords. Oops. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, and it's this one, in case you guys want it. It's on Amazon by Wispel. Wild Reflections Tarot. I absolutely recommend it. It's very similar to the Light Seers Tarot. Okay. So we're going to start off with your message for your Tree of Life, because that is the main energy that came through for you guys with our question, what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? And I do feel like from what I'm seeing here, it has to do with love. Okay, and beautiful that you have the Tree of Life and the Empress here. And then in this Ace of Cups card, there's a beautiful pearl right in the middle of it. So I do feel like it does have to do with love. And then you've got the Knight of Cups here, which is also about love. All right, so let's look. 58. Okay, so it says the Tree of Life is a sacred symbol throughout the Americas. Its deep roots reach into the lower world, the unconscious, while its branches reach to the heavens, the source of destiny. To be whole in your life's journey, it is important to have roots, deep roots, and high branches. A tall tree with shallow roots falls in the first wind, but a tree with deep roots can weather any storm. To find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you are caught in mechanical doing and you are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longings. What nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? The seed of the oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of the sun. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. So with what, let's see, we're asking, what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Well, the beautiful thing about this, with the Empress card being here, is that you are the creator. You're a very powerful creator, a powerful manifester here. Okay? The Empress is a symbol of unconditional love, beauty, sensuality, sexuality, passion, fertility, growth, expansion. This is about you learning to love yourself, accept yourself, be confident in yourself. Here she's pregnant, and it kind of, you know, in the way that the Empress is depicted as a pregnancy, it could be literally a child, pregnant with a child. But it also has to do with being pregnant with ideas, birthing ideas. This is all about creation. So I love this energy here for you, pile 2. So you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. The Empress. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Okay, let's keep going here. You have this such a beautiful little pearl here in this little clamshell. Why is this 9 of Swords here there? I almost feel like for some of you, maybe you're overthinking it, or you doubt yourself. You know, this Knight of Cups here is kind of sitting at this table playing chess. It kind of gives that element of strategy. Okay, I want to clarify the Empress a little bit, but the Empress is also having to do with anything having to do with children, okay? Abundance, prosperity. The Knight of Swords archetype is also very confident, brave, courageous, okay? So this could be you really believing in yourself, being confident. The Knight of Cups is about really opening ourselves up to opportunities. It's about being vulnerable, loving, compassionate. But I do feel like these are both kind of like action-oriented energies here. So I think I want to look at the 9 of Swords. I feel like the important message here is that what Spirit's trying to show to you is just how powerful you really are, what you're really capable of, that you need to see within yourself. Because you have the Fire Guardian here with Ignite Your Passions. We have Boo Boo the Fool, which is similar to the Fool energy in the Tarot, which is also about unlimited potential and possibilities. This is about you exploring, okay? The Ace of Cups also has to do with healing. It has to do with self-love. Let's see. What is this 9 of Swords about here? We have the High Priestess. Wow. Such a beautiful High Priestess here. Look at her. Okay. So the High Priestess has to do with our intuition, our inner knowing. And I feel for some of you, you could be second guessing yourself, doubting yourself. Okay. We have the 3 of Wands. So this is going to be about needing to take that first step and letting your intuition be your guide. Okay. I want to look at the Empress here. We bless the world with positivity and love. Spread the miracle of happiness with your creativity. You're creating something here, like you're a creator. You create something from, hold on a second. You create something here. Now this could be like a creative project that you make, something that is, hold on, let's clarify this Empress first. The Ace of Swords. The Seven of Cups. This is about choices, options, dreams. Like what Spirit's saying here is that this very treasure that you have within yourself is this Empress energy. Like you, almost like this pearl is within you. You are the gem. You are the rare gem. You're the pearl. It's kind of like you're needing to see yourself that way, the way that Spirit does. But there's a need for you to really ground yourself, right? This card is talking about you putting your roots deep into the ground, being in your body, right? Not just in the dream, not just in fantasizing and daydreaming about, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I'd like to do that. There's a need for you to kind of come down into your body, your physical body, to be able to trust your intuition, to be able to take that first step and let your heart be your guide. Let your heart lead the way, because some of you that chose this pile, you're incredibly intuitive and your intuition is leading you towards what your destiny is. But instead of just dreaming about what that is, it's like Spirit's saying the hidden buried treasure within you that you're discovering is that you have the power to create your reality. You have the power to create what you desire. There's a need for you to take that leap of faith, to step out into the unknown, to step outside of your comfort zone, to ignite that fire and that passion within you that is the powerful creator that you are, and be confident and brave in doing so. Because for some of you, this might be like way outside of your comfort zone. Why is the Empress here? The Three of Swords. Yeah, some of you could be worried about failing. Worried about failing. Some of you might even have healing gifts here. Okay, I'm going to wait until we see what Spirit says about how you're meant to share these gifts. But I feel like you have this beautiful gift of love, of nurturing, spreading love, sharing love. I want to see what kind of miracle... I mean, the energy of love is a beautiful high vibrational energy, right? When you can touch someone's heart, and I feel like you're doing so in a creative way. I mean, like I said, this could be a creative project that you do, you know? And it's something that touches someone's heart. You know, that could be a painting, that could be a book. It could be so many different things. It could be that you have just like a very loving, uplifting spirit to you that you'd be really good at being a life coach, you know? What is the hummingbird miracles here has to do with Spirit? The Devil, which is attachment, the ego. The Page of Swords, the Seven of Wands. I think she's about to like go over this little bridge here. Let's see what these are. The Two of Pentacles and the Star. And the Strength card. The Strength card is about our gentle inner strength, our confidence. Look how she's taming the lion in a very calm manner, with gentleness, not force. Right? In a way that the Strength card is about our inner strength. So think of like this lion that lives in you, and that lion gets angry sometimes. That lion lashes out at people, right? That lion has certain urges and desires and impulsivity. So this is you kind of taming and calming. The Strength card is also about compassion, empathy, power, confidence. Maybe you could be somebody who helps teach with the Page of Swords energy here. This is about learning. And then you got the Star. The Star is about also healing, renewal. Such a beautiful Star card. Restoring faith, restoring hope. Okay, so now let's find out the way you will share your gifts with others. But yes, you have this beautiful energy within you. Like I said, it's kind of like you're the pearl here. It makes me kind of think of that saying, like the diamond in the rough. Let's actually clarify this Ace of Cups. The King of Pentacles, which is about abundance. So like I said, I feel like you guys are very powerful manifestors. The Nine of Wands. Very, very powerful manifestors. Okay, so let's now ask Spirit the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. I'm going to save these off to the side. And then we also have your other card that we pulled earlier. So we put that there. Now let's pull one of these again. What is the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others? What is the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others? What is the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others? For pile 2 of Spirit, what is the way they're going to share their treasures and gifts? Let's actually pull one more of these. Okay. Now your tarot. What is the way that pile number 2 will share their treasures and gifts with others? No. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's see. It's all about love for you, pal 2. We have the Dear Love. It says, be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. And that is so Empress energy. Beautiful. Your gift is love. We have Creature of Air with speed. Interesting, because you have the Knight of Swords here. The Creature of Air. The White Witch, and it says, be the light. The hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Okay, let's see your tarot. We have the Seven of Wands again. The King of Swords. The Five of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. And the Knight of Swords. The way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. I mean, there it is right there, the Four of Wands. I definitely feel like there's an energy of leadership here. For some of you, this might even be traveling, leadership. The King of Swords is a visionary and also a great power, authority. And then you have the Five of Pentacles energy here. The Five of Pentacles has to do with service to others. This is helping those that are in need. And with the Four of Wands energy here, this is going to be groups of people. Groups of people. And I feel like with the King of Swords here, and both of these actually, the Knight and the King, this has to do with your voice. Your voice. This could be speaking, this could be writing, teaching, or even making some kind of decisions here with the King of Swords. Because the King of Swords is also representing power and authority, logic, problem solving. The Five of Pentacles is when we are lacking resources or we're in need of help. We're in a place of despair. This guy here is out in the cold. So see the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Track down your fears and desires. Be the light. I almost feel like you're kind of like a way shower here. But I want to clarify a little bit more. You know, you can certainly be providing insight, guidance, advice, sharing your knowledge and wisdom with others, but with the power of love, you're bringing people together here, helping others. For some of you, this might even have to do, because you have miracles here. Miracles. And you had the Empress earlier. The Empress is, like I said, she's like the protector, right? That's like, if you think about it, mother energy, mama bear energy. She's the protector of children, but she's also very loving towards everyone. You're the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy source on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. You're spreading miracles here. The Five of Pentacles is people who are in a place of despair, okay? Maybe they don't have resources, material wealth. They could be people who are living in poverty. For some of you, this might even be some type of service you're providing. And there's a little cabin here. This makes me feel like a retreat. Like retreats, or like a leader, a council. With this Five of Pentacles, it's like all this beautiful light is coming out of the cabin here, and this guy has got his head down as he's out in the cold, and it's like this is a place for him to seek and find refuge in the cabin. You know, and when we're in the Five of Pentacles energy, we feel low. You know, this could be, you could be helping people. I almost feel like you're giving them something. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're giving people money, you know, but it's something that you're sharing with people to face challenge and face adversity. This could be about you kind of instilling confidence, courage, right? To change their life around, to change their world around. These are things that you're doing with your gift of love and compassion and empathy out of the kindness and generosity of your heart, of helping people, okay? I do feel like it involves service to others. So that can be so many different things, okay? Service to others with the Five of Pentacles, that could even be like you work at a soup kitchen. You work with the homeless. You work for Habitat for Humanity. You work for social services. Any type of, it may even be having something to do with like the government as well. What the King of Swords here has to do potentially with like law enforcement, military. Okay. But again, I don't feel like there's any ego involved here. I feel like you're wanting to help people from the love in your heart, being compassionate towards others, empathetic, because it's all what the Empress is all about, love. You know, it could be something that you say to someone who's having a bad day, or, you know, this doesn't even need to be specifically something that you choose to do for like a career path. It's just you and who you are as a person. The gift that you have of love and compassion and empathy and creativity. Your power of being able to manifest, being able to lead, being able to guide. You know, it could even be people that are going and struggling, right? And there's something that you say to them that helps to make them completely change their perspective in that moment. Okay? We have Temperance here at the bottom. And Temperance is about balance, healing, moderation, the process of alchemy, alchemizing energies. Maybe some of you, it's healing. I do want to see what this creature of air here with speed. Where is that? This is the spirit of ancestors. 34. Okay. It says you are highly driven and running toward what you want in pursuit of your desires. The speed is evident, but where is the heart? If you were asking a yes or no question, this ancestor leaps forward with a slither to say no. It says, make a decision, speak your mind, slow down, and make aligned choices. Your passion and confidence are clear. If someone is coming at you, remember you don't have to attend every fight you are invited to. Your reckless communication style is not working. Maybe some of you need to hear that. It says air ancestors are the most analytical, and you've also got the King of Swords here. There is a difference between being assertive and arrogant or out of control, and the Knight of Swords could be out of control and arrogant. So can the King of Swords, but that would more or less be reversed, both of them actually. Ancestral memory. This ancestor shows up as the Haitian Sky Father and the Iwa Dambala Wido. This reptilian animal spirit, the python, moves through the air quickly. Yes, there are flying snakes. The snake got a bad rap in the Garden of Eden. Snakes represent freedom in Hindu philosophy and spiritual gifts in West and Southern African theologies. It says, your ancestors were not always great communicators. You must heal this going forward. Respect your truth and the truth of those around you as well. Hold on a second. Remember how I was saying there's so much of this energy of love. that you had with your tarot. So much about love. You had the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Empress. I almost feel like with all this energy of love here, maybe for some of you that have a spicy tongue and you speak in a way that is very rigid or cold or detached or defensive, there's a need for kind of softening to the energy of love, right? It says, be gentle with yourself. You will heal with the power of love. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Maybe for some of you, this is setting boundaries with people. Okay, working on your insecurities, your self-esteem, your self-worth, balancing and healing your own energies so that you may be able to build and maintain stable relationships with others. It's almost like you're leading and almost learning to be assertive and also loving. Seven of Wands is about boundaries. So this is you learning how to stand into your own power and be assertive and confident in what you say and communicate, but also with love. And love is something that is accessible within you, right? We don't always feel that energy of love. Sometimes it's blocked, right? It could be because we've got resentment or we're just feeling a little low, right? So it's about you embodying the energy of love, which is interesting because you also had the Strength card message come out. And the Strength card is about gentleness, kindness, love. It's about you softening to that energy of compassion, empathy that you have accessible within you. The Empress is the feminine energy. So the way in which you're using this gifts is you're changing the way in which you communicate with others and also the way people communicate with you. Because yes, you're speaking clearly and truthfully and honestly, but in a way that is done with that Strength card energy that we did earlier, that we saw earlier, which is that you're not speaking with force or harshness and maybe that message is for those of you that have a little bit of a spicy tongue or you're defensive, right? When people are talking to you. It's you kind of connecting to that Empress energy within yourself, softening to the energy of love. And so the way in which you share that with others is that you show others that we can respond and speak and communicate in a balanced and harmonious way, right? Because it's saying here, you be the light. Pile 2, be the light. Right? So if you're spreading nothing but love and kindness, right? Because this card is talking about choosing your battles, right? If there's somebody that's coming towards you that has an aggressive, confrontational, not so great energy, do you entertain that by stooping to that level where some of your ancestors are like telling on you right now? Like, hey, you need to stop that, right? We've got number 34 there, which is the Empress and the Emperor, which is about balance, bringing your energies into balance, right? Maybe some of you function a lot, say, like from the masculine energy, and there's need for softening into the feminine. Softening into love is the way you're meant to do it, right? Be gentle with yourself, speak kindly to yourself, and also to others. So that is going to be something. You learn how to set healthy boundaries with people. You be the light, which means you're kind of leading by example, right? Because even if a person is really, a really crappy person and they just say a lot of mean things, are we choosing to be reactive in that situation? Or are we going to choose to learn how to really, with that Strength card energy, be more in control of self? Because that's what the Strength card is about. Being in control, right? When really that little inner lion inside of us wants to pull that person from across the table and smack them around. But it's like a need for us to kind of, again, choose love in the situation. Choose the way in which we communicate and speak with others. We set healthy boundaries. We can be strong. We can be assertive, but also with love, right? Because sometimes when we respond to a person, like if they're saying something to you and they expect that, oh, if I say this to pile number 2 right now, it's going to cause this type of reaction out of them. And then when you kind of more connect to that energy of love within inside of you, right, and empathy, you can then look at that person and say, oh, you know what? Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're going through something painful right now. Maybe they've got low self-esteem. Maybe they've got low self-worth. Maybe they've got something going on within them, insecurities that they have that they're now projecting onto me. So instead of reacting and saying things or doing things impulsively, right, which would be the opposite of that Strength card, we choose to respond from a place of love. We then show that person right then and there, I'm not playing into this. I'm not going to play your game. I'm not going to stoop to that level of talking to you. And maybe that is specifically for those of you that need to hear this, where you have a toxic work environment or toxic family situations. It's kind of like you're being the light to seed and lay the foundation for loving, balanced, harmonious relationships in your life, right? If we're going to entertain negative energy, lower vibrational connections and people who just kind of function from that negative space, by you choosing to embody the energy of love, it's going to create more balance and harmony in your life. So the way you're sharing this is by your ability to show, I can be loving. I can be empathetic, but I can also be confident. I can be assertive. I can set strong boundaries. Right? We can set a boundary with somebody, but still come from a place of love. It's the way that our tone of our voice. It is the way that we communicate clearly what we mean, right? Somebody's yelling at us. We have a choice. We can either yell back, right, with the same profane things that we're going to say to that person and put people down and cut them down, that the King of Swords could do that, so could the Knight of Swords, right? Or we can choose to respond to and communicate with people from a place of love and empathy, right? And kind of keep neutral. And that requires a lot of willpower, okay? And a lot of practice, right? With kind of taking a deep breath and thinking clearly and logically with how we're going to choose to respond, right? Versus choosing to isolate ourselves, right, away from people. This is you surrounding yourself with the right people that do bring balance and harmony, into your life. Okay. What else do I want to do here? I think I want to, the way you will share. So I think I want to clarify a little bit. Let's see what this 4 of Wands is. Oops. Okay. Page of Cups, the Chariot. And the 2 of Cups. Yeah, so this is mainly the way in which you're sharing it, right? It doesn't have to be any specific career path or anything like that for you. But the way in which that you are sharing your gifts with others is with emotional connection to friends, to family members, to romantic partners. Okay. The Page of Cups is also a very sweet, very playful energy. Okay. Now we can be that person. Yes, we can be loving, we can be sweet, we can be kind, we can be all those lovey-dovey, sweet, nurturing, lovey things that the Empress is about. But we can also be strong and assertive and have boundaries. Right? Letting people know this is not okay. Or detaching from certain people that don't respect those boundaries and only surrounding yourself with people who do, can connect with you on the level of the heart, right? Because if we're able to embody the energy of love, we're going to draw those types of people into our life, into our circle. Okay? All right, so that is all that I have for you. Pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. And also, what I wanted to say really quick, remember how I was talking about events earlier, right? Some of you, this could be events where you can connect with people and develop some very soulful connections, right? Going to retreats, or like I said, some of you might feel called to write or to teach or something like that. Okay? And that would be, again, bringing people together. Maybe that means going to events yourself. Maybe that means hosting your own retreats. Maybe it means a wellness center is coming to mind, or even kind of some type of service to others where you can build connections with community of people. Okay? Now that's all that I have for you, Pile 2, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, Pile 3. So those of you that resonate with the water card number 61 and the blue Apatite, this is going to be your reading today. So we are finding out what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you. Okay, and then we're looking at possible destiny, the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. So we're going to choose your oracle cards. And I'm going to do this one here first because their cards are really large. Okay. So first off, the first question is, what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Pile 3. I'm going to take that one. And then the second question is the way in which you will share your treasures and gifts. So how are you meant to share your treasures and gifts with others? This one right here. Okay. So we're going to put this one off to the side because these are big cards. Okay. So, all right. So what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Deeply buried treasures that have become available to pile number 3. Okay, now let's pull your tarot and then we're going to look at your message here or answer to this first question. What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? We're going to choose 5 cards. For pile 3. And one more. All right, let's see. We've got the lizard with regeneration. It says, as a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Okay. Let's see. We have the shadow. Trials and tribulations. Interesting. It kind of looks like the moon card. It's also the same, number 18. Trials and tribulations. We have, I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Number 13, new beginnings. Okay. Tarot, we've got the Hanged Man. The Ace of Swords. The Eight of Swords. The Seven of Swords. And the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. She's painting this beautiful sunflower with the pentacle in the middle of it on the ground. And there's all this beautiful light energy that's kind of looks like it's as she's painting it and creating it here. This is coming up from the ground around it. Okay, so that this Queen of Pentacles is about security, stability, nurturing, which from what I'm seeing here, okay, what are your deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? You have water here, which is also, I'm going to look at what this is, the deck is talking about, but you have regeneration here. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. It says to me a lot of resilience within you. Because with the shadow here and the moon energy, kind of like it has to do with the things that are within our subconscious. The fears, the worries, the stressing, the insecurities, or even painful memories of the past. So I really feel like the buried treasure that's within you is your ability to, I mean, I feel like it's more than just saying you have the power of regeneration, because I feel like in a way I'm kind of seeing you as like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The phoenix rising from the ashes, rebirth, like the power to have been completely hitting rock bottom and, excuse me, I still have a little bit of a cough, you guys. So you being able to recover from that, because with the Eight of Swords energy here, if you look at her, she's looking at an image of herself in this pool of water. And in that pool of water, her reflection is herself, all tied up and restricted, tied up, the blindfolded, and like she can't move, she can't do anything. And the Seven of Swords is talking also about fears and insecurities, and kind of like the mind is, in the Seven of Swords energy, the mind is scattered. There's issues with trusting. The Seven of Swords has to do with betrayal, deceit, lies, manipulation. So some of you could have been really hurt by people in the past that have deceived you, literally going through the trials and tribulations here as it relates to certain things that you've gone through in life. And I feel like the beauty of it is water is a symbol of purification of your energy. You've got the Ace of Swords here, which is about a breakthrough in clarity here. It's kind of like you have the ability to almost like rebirth, regeneration, renewal, restoration, healing. It's like you have the power to almost like, what'd you call that? Like a comeback. Like you, like, let's just say this queen here, right? She's stepped into that shadow energy, into experiencing difficulties, challenges, pain. We've got survivor here. So maybe some of you have also gone through some really difficult things. Okay. And when we go through life's challenges, sometimes those can be things that are very traumatic, right? And we think that when someone goes through something that is traumatic or super challenging, or they've, been through some difficult things, sometimes you might hear a person's story and you're just like, wow, how are they ever going to come back from that? How did they survive? But I feel like the beauty of your energy, pile 3, is that you, with the hangman here, it's about changing your perspective and being able to release yourself from, I would say, as a survivor being here, from victimhood, right? From past trauma, from past abuse, from past bullying, or any type of mistreatment. You're able to release yourself from that. And some of you might be still working through this energy and feeling like, well, I don't feel like that Queen of Pentacles yet, right? But through your healing here, through you embracing the growth and the changes that are taking place during your healing process, this purification is something that is possible for you. It just takes you looking within the shadow, right? Which is at those parts, the subconscious. This could be repressed feelings and emotions. It can also be some shadow work for some of you, where you are reclaiming those parts of yourself that have been repressed, that have been forgotten, that have been rejected. That by you kind of uncovering those treasures within that existed before certain traumas, certain challenges in life, it's kind of like you're going back in and doing that shadow work and going through your transformative process to reawaken or even reignite this beautiful energy that you have within inside of yourself. And the Queen of Pentacles is all about stability and security and abundance and nurturing, career, home. It's about money, prosperity in all ways, abundance in all ways, in all forms. And so I feel like for you, the deeply buried treasure is this Queen of Pentacles energy. It is regeneration here. It is your power to, through reaching deep within the self, your power of resilience. Your power of resilience. By choosing to change your perspective, right? We have a choice after we go through something like that, right? We can either choose to stay in that victimhood type of mentality of life happening to us, or we can choose to change that perspective into allowing that situation, whatever it might be, to be something that empowers us to be our even better version of ourselves in the past. Okay? I went through a very big change. Okay? Very, very big change in my own life. And it didn't happen until I was in my very late 30s. Until 2019 did I start to change, because it felt like my entire life was filled with a lot of trauma, and a lot of the stuff that I've gone through kept me in that state right here of that 8 of Swords throughout the good majority of my life. And I stayed in victim mentality the entire time. I was in a very low vibrational energy. I was always living in fear, worrying, anxious, depressed. Couldn't have fun. I couldn't relax. I was kind of like stuck in fight or flight. It was a lot of painful things that I was still holding on to. And so I learned by my own self-reflection and looking at myself, like really becoming more self-aware of how I was being, how I was acting, taking a look at the circumstances that were happening in my life at that time, to understand that I needed to change, because living my life like that wasn't what I wanted to do any longer. And so I learned to separate myself from being the victim, right, into survivor, and into no longer needing those labels at all. I'm Monique, and that's it. I don't need all of that stuff, right? It is who I was years ago, more than 20 years ago, from those things that I went through that happened to me, right? I no longer have to hold on to that identity. It is not who I am anymore. It's a former version of myself that I've already changed and transformed. And looking at my former self and the self that I am right now, it is like night and day. Okay? Night and day. And so I feel like for you, pile 3, it's the buried treasure is this Queen of Pentacles energy within you. The Queen of Pentacles is also practical. She's resourceful. She's committed. She's dedicated, to what she's doing, to what she's accomplishing, to what she's nurturing, whether that's her home and her family or her career, her job, her talents, her skills, her hobbies. So yeah, I want to look at the water energy here and see what this is talking about first. 61. Let's see. Okay. So it says water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, and revival. Okay, so same energy. And cleansing. It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self. And that's just what I was talking about. Many myths around the world speak of a great flood and the new life that is revealed after a deluge. Water begins without boundaries, then, as soon as formed, has separated itself from water. It comes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. When water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here, go with it. This is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this: what water does to the flesh, it does in sacred ritual to the spirit. The spiritual cleansing, like baptism, is the opportunity to get an instantaneous experience of the timeless, non-ordinary reality in which all true creation takes place. Now is also a time that is pregnant with potential for you. Carl Jung talked about the maternal, womb-like significance of water as a universal symbol. Water represents the potentiality of existence. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergence from it is manifestation. Immersion in it is dissolution of form. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. You've got 2 messages there about regeneration. Make way for the process. You can expect it to be messy, but worth it. Okay? Healing is not easy. My process wasn't pretty either. Okay? It was a lot of crying, a lot of needing to ask for help, because some things I need to talk to people. Okay, so yeah, I absolutely feel like this ability for you to be able to shift your perspective, right? And maybe for some of you, this is that first step of going from, say, victim to survivor, right? Of many things that you've gone through. And then you'll be able to shift again, right? From survivor into, I don't need those labels anymore. I am this new version of myself. I don't need it. Right? It's not who you are anymore. It's the comeback. I love it. Okay. Regeneration. That is your buried treasure. Your ability to transform and put on your new cloak. Okay. All right. So let's now ask Spirit. we're going to move these to the side and we're going to take that one. New beginning. This is also number 13, which is death, transformation and change. Where there's an ending, you've got a new beginning. So we close out, right, this old chapter of who your former version of self is, and then you're new. Okay? New beginning, purification. So let's see. Okay, so there's your first card. Now let's do the same thing. We're going to ask Spirit here how possible destiny, the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. Well, you've got some powerful regeneration, transformation abilities. So, what is the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others? I mean, you might even be somebody, we've got highly sensitive here. I mean, if you are someone who is able to really powerfully transform yourself from one version to this new version of you that is unrecognizable, just thinking out loud here, but you might even be somebody who would make a really good therapist or counselor or a social worker or a person who is able to, or a life coach, okay? A person who is able to share not just what you learn at school, right, in a textbook, but you have the life experience to then turn around to be able to show and teach people how to transform, how to change, right? How to grow, how to evolve into better versions of themselves, how to look within themselves for healing, for empowerment, right? Because you do the work of empowering yourself and, you know, being able, maybe it means sharing your story that helps to empower other people to say, wow, look how pile number 3 has come from those circumstances, completely changed their life. Look who they are now. I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be in my suffering anymore. I want to be like pile 3, right? And that influential energy might even be something that you use, right, in your life to help other people by sharing your story, right? That can be enough to be something powerful that helps to give hope to someone that it is possible for them to recover from pain and loss and victimhood and abuse or whatever else it might be that one is going through, that it is possible to regenerate, right? And I will tell you guys, those of you that don't know me personally, the version of me from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, she was not the same girl, not the same woman at all. Not in any way close. I was quiet. I was shut down. I was insecure. I was depressed. I was always stressed out and worried. I used to be afraid of leaving the house. It was bad. I was really, really, because I let everything that had happened to me, that I went through, I let it affect me on such a deep level that I completely lost myself in it. And I got completely sucked into that victimhood. Not even to survivor. I was stuck in victimhood. Victim mentality. Completely disempowered. No, low self-esteem. Very insecure. Attracting all the wrong types of people into my life, whether they be friends or romantic partners. It was all toxic. And I was toxic too. You know, it was just way different. way different. Okay, so let's look at your other card here. We've got the hummingbird. I think this came out in another pile. So the hummingbird says, you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. It was pile 2. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. And then we have the root of water here with highly sensitive with number 28. This makes me feel like very loving, empathic energy here. Okay? Embodying the energy of love is the way that you share it with others. Positivity and love. Because in a way, it's kind of like you are showing people through your ability to handle yourself with grace. Right? Having gone through what you've gone through in life, you're able to handle it with grace and with love, and not let life be something that completely takes your spirit away, where you feel angry all the time, or defensive, or you isolate yourself to the point where you have no connections with anybody, right? But you can then surround yourself with people that are uplifting, that are positive, and you can share love, right? And experiences and what it is that you've gone through. Okay, let's see what else. What is the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others, pile 3? We have the shaman here, trust in higher forces. And then we also have Mary with miracles. Wow, look at that. You guys have miracles here twice. Mary, miracles, and the shaman. Some of you, this could very well be healing. Okay, you could be teaching other people how to heal, how to find healing, right? Through what they've gone through, by maybe sharing your story. And again, there's many different ways of doing that. You don't have to be a healer, right? Healer is a very vague term for many different things that you could do. There's many different ways of healing. It could be your words, it could be writing, it could be creativity, it could be becoming or taking on shamanic practices, spiritual work. Let's see what else. Let's get one more. We've got Shaolin Master here. It says be graceful in movement and action, right? So again, like I said earlier, grace, the way that you carry yourself is how you share your gift with others. Your treasures and your gifts is because you show others, right? I am resilient. I'm powerful. I've transformed. I've changed. I've grown. I've evolved. I'm no longer that former version of self. You show people that you are a master of your own energy. And this is something that, yeah, I'm seeing Kali at the bottom with liberation. Freedom, right? You show people it's possible to heal. It's possible to transform, right? Maybe for somebody that is helping to guide others through their healing. Okay? What is the way you will share your treasures and gifts with others? We've got the 2 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is charity. Okay, so maybe some of you could be doing some type of charitable work. It doesn't necessarily have to be with money. It could be your time, your presence. Okay. Page of Swords. You could be somebody who's sharing knowledge or wisdom with other people. This could be teaching, learning, studying. Yeah. Some of you might even be good at giving advice or information. Okay, and I'm seeing the Death card at the bottom, so this can certainly be, again, don't limit yourself to what you are capable of doing. But yeah, the 6 of Pentacles is charity. So that may be that you are, I don't know, maybe some of you like to work with children, working with youth, at-risk youth, or youth in general, to like be a mentor to them, right? Or something of that nature, okay, to help with transformation. The 6 of Pentacles is also about generosity. So that could be giving something to others. It could even be giving your advice, information to help people make decisions or to see things clearly. To help people to change, to transform. Okay, in any way that you feel you want to. Okay. All right, so that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.